Charlie Roberts has a rather unusual relationship with his tomatoes. Charlie reckons that his tomatoes know a good tune when they hear one. And so, from dawn to dusk, he serenades them, in and out of the herbaceous borders of his back garden in Eastbourne. And when even Charlie's footsteps begin to flag, he can always rely on Radio 2 to titillate his toms. In stereo, of course. Charlie's tomatoes are happy tomatoes. So much so that they actually swell with pleasure. In one case, swelling to a preposterous 4¼ pounds, which planted it firmly in the Guinness Book of Records. This year, he may well do it again. Do you think that the tomatoes really know you? I mean, do they?
Oh, yes. Yes, I know that.
Recognise you when you come along to tend them, do you?
Oh, yes, I can't tell you exactly what it is. I wish I could. I'd be a more famous man than I am. But I do know there's an affinity, and I can feel it. And when a plant is ailing, I'm nearly drawn to it, to see what it wants. I've got to find a problem, like a doctor has with his patient. This is my work. I care for 50 old people, give them care and attention. I give the same kind of care and attention to these plants.
So how do they show their appreciation in the end?
They show their appreciation by giving me well records, rewarding crops, plenty of tomatoes for my old people, good big fat juicy ones like this, and they enjoy them, you see.
When did you discover that they liked to hear you play the bones?
Well, I started putting the radio in the greenhouse early on and played the radio to them, and this is about 3 or 4 years ago now. And when there's a good tune on, and I've got a good sense of rhythm, I've also got a pair of bones in my pocket, and I used to play it in the greenhouse. From then on, I noticed a marked improvement. In 72, I had a large one of 2 pounds, I thought then, and then in 73 at 3¼ pounds, and in 74, 4¼ pounds. So I deducted it must be the music and the bones, plus all the other things. It's not just the bones or the music, it's all the things put together. And I wish I could put together at will to produce, say, a £5 tomato at will, but it doesn't come as easy as that.
It really does seem a shame to eat them, doesn't it?
Well, I'm sure that tomatoes know that their ultimate end is to die, and how they die, well, I think they sooner die in the hands of a chap like me, because I would take the seeds from them and propagate the species. In fact, I would send them all over to people who request seeds from me. So through me, these tomatoes are going nationwide, worldwide.
So just how much do you really love your tomatoes?
Well, I do.
Do you really sort of get quite emotional about them?
Well, a kind of an emotion that you get after meeting a long-lost friend, that sort of thing. I wouldn't call it love, but it's something like that. That's as near as I can get.
But despite all the glory and international recognition which Charlie has enjoyed as the undisputed king of the tomato world, it has brought one big problem. A problem which Charlie has been grappling with for years. But now he's found the answer. And even he modestly claims it's got to be the best thing since sliced bread. Well, Charlie, there it is, the world's first square tomato. How did you do it?
Well, I'm not quite prepared to divulge at this stage how I did it anyway. No, sooner rather not say just now.
All right then. Well, can you tell me then why you felt there was this great need for a square tomato?
Well, for years, you know, growing these big tomatoes and having a job to fit them onto a square slice of bread, I thought I'd come up with this idea, you see, and grow a square one. Got the square bread like that, and we make it fits on nice and squarely onto the tomato.
Although you won't tell us the real secret behind the square tomato, I suppose the treatment perhaps was slightly different to the rest.
Oh yes, in regards to the music, I put it on BBC third programme, which I think we all recognise as a bit of a square programme, all good music. And I played it the BBC third programme, which I'm sure helped it along its square way.
So what next?
Well, I'm going to try in 1976 to produce an art-shaped tomato for the benefit of my wife. She's always wanted my art, so I'm going to give it to her.